Hey guys, so I'm now 7 months pregnant, so I thought I would do another little update on how the pregnancy's going, because I obviously did one last month when I was 6 months pregnant, so I thought I would sort of, do another one, as I said that I would. So now 7 months, and I would say the last month's been a little bit kind of up and down. In one way, things are really good in that obviously all the early symptoms like the nausea and the sickness and things, that's all gone away. But now you get like those fun third trimester symptoms of really bad heartburn and indigestion and feeling like the baby's just trying to like escape out your throat kind of thing. And obviously as the bump's getting bigger, everything's like stretching and expanding and you're just carrying around more weight. So in that way, it's been a bit, harder this month. Some days I feel really like good and on top of the world. And then other days, generally depending on how little sleep I've got, I can feel really, really tired. My sleep has been not great at all. This month I've had really, really bad pregnancy insomnia. I'm not sure if anyone out there has pregnancy insomnia or had it, but it's horrible because you're really tired and you just cannot sleep, partly because you just can't get comfortable, and partly maybe because of like heartburn and things like that. And I don't know, partly just maybe my mind not really switching off. But I am finding the insomnia really difficult. And also I think that I'm panicking because I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I want to try and get sleep before the baby's born. Because once the baby's born, I know I'm going to have sleepless nights, but I'm trying to get in sleep before then. So not being able to sleep before having the baby, you're like, no, I need to get some sleep. So yeah, pregnancy insomnia has not been fun. And obviously I'm not able to take like sleeping tablets or anything. So there isn't really too much I can do about that. So I end up sort of sitting and watching like other parenting vlogs with my headphones in, or trying to read or looking up baby names and things to try and keep myself occupied. Speaking of baby names, I think we have decided on the name now of our little girl. I'm not going to share it, obviously. It was sort of the name we liked originally and we kept thinking of other names, but I think we're always keep going back to this one, but we'll probably wait until she's born before 100% deciding anyway. Moving on from names, I will show you the size of the bump now. Here is the 7 month baby bump. When I hold this in, you can just see it literally looks like I've swallowed like a bowling ball. It's very like round. It's literally like ping. And from the front you can't really tell too much. Maybe I'll show you it with my ridiculously white belly. But this is it from the front. My belly button is starting to vanish. It hasn't popped out, but it's just sort of like flat and looks a bit weird. And then from the side. So I put on a little bit of weight sort of here and here, but haven't put on loads anywhere else. I guess generally I've put on weight all over. Although speaking of weight, I hadn't actually really weighed myself at all this pregnancy. And then the other day I was in a shop and saw some scales that were on offer, and I was like, oh, I'll, maybe buy those and just see how much weight I've put on. Not because I particularly care about how much weight I put on, but more out of curiosity. Because with Sophia, I have no idea how much weight I put on. So I thought, right, well, I'll try and just find out how much weight I'll put on this pregnancy, just out of curiosity. So I've got the scales over here, and I will show you what I weigh at 7 months. So here are the scales, and before falling pregnant, I generally weighed about 8.5 stone, or about 8 stone 9, somewhere sort of around there. So I will see now how much I weigh. Here goes. Zoom in on that. Here we go. I'm now 9 stone 10. So I've put on about 1 stone and a pound. I have I'm really zoomed in, sorry. Wrong way. There we go. I have absolutely no idea how much weight you're sort of generally meant to put on, certainly at this stage. And sorry about the mess in the background. So yeah, I put on like a stone and a pound, but that's fine. I'm not really caring too much about that. I can worry about losing the weight and things afterwards. Apparently the baby weighs about 3 pounds at this stage. So clearly it's not all baby weight, but I guess there's the placenta, amniotic fluid, all the extra blood, all of that as well. But as I said, yeah, it's not something I'm going to panic too much about just at the moment. So the other big thing about this month is the fact that I've given up work, or I've stopped work for maternity leave, which may seem a little bit early as I'm only 7 months, but it was basically because of the commute in and out of London, and as the bump was getting bigger and getting on and off trains and things, and also trying to juggle dropping off Sophia to nursery and things was becoming quite difficult. But yeah, I talk more about it in another vlog where I'm like, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mum, how do I cope? Because I have found that quite difficult. Plus, being at home with a toddler and trying to keep them entertained while being 7 months pregnant, not easy. The first pregnancy was much easier. In the first pregnancy, it was like, oh, a Saturday, if you felt like just lying in bed all day, you could. Whereas now you're like up early with a toddler who's like, Mummy, let's play hide and seek, or let's play Lego. And you're like, okay, I can't move. And then you're lifting them up. But yeah, obviously I wouldn't change it. And I love her and she's great. But yeah, quite hard work. So yeah, trying to cope with being a stay-at-home mum's been a wee bit weird this month. I'm quite enjoying at the same time sort of not having to travel in and out all the time, and I'm getting to be really organised, and I've already got quite a lot of my Christmas presents. All Sophia's are pretty much sorted now, so I'm getting pretty organised, which is good. Although I haven't, in terms of organisation, I haven't bought anything else for the baby since last month at all. I only realised when I watched my 6-month vlog, I was like, I haven't bought anything more for her, because I have so much stuff from Sophia, baby grows and things like that, and I've bought this new one too, new baby grows, but haven't really got her anything else. Feeling a bit guilty now, and I saw this really gorgeous snowsuit the other day that I am going to buy. I think I might wait for the sales and hope this one doesn't come early, but that's unlikely. Speaking of like coming early or, you know, coming on time and things like that, I've been seeing the consultant again this month to try and discuss what's going to happen with my and sort of if I do go overdue, because I don't particularly want to be induced again because I hyperstimulated in the first birth, which led to a few complications. So I'm hoping to not be induced this time. So we're trying to work on a birth plan. I'm also meeting up with a midwife in like a week and a half to go through my original birth and try and work out sort of what went wrong and what changes could be made next time, which is helping me feel a lot less anxious about the birth, because I feel like it's going to be totally different to the first one. So I'm not going to stress myself out too much about the birth, because I don't know, hopefully it'll be a lot better. I'll know more what to expect this time. And also I know there's an epidural out there, so if, you know, the pain gets too bad, I'll be like, give me the drugs. This month I also had a test, the diabetes test, to check in case I had gestational diabetes, because my dad is diabetic and my grandmother was. Luckily though, it came back fine, no issues with that, which is good, and my bloods all came back fine. I've got a little bit of low blood pressure, which I've had the whole way through the pregnancy, so that just means they tell me just to try and drink more. And then I also had the whooping cough vaccination, which I think you don't get until after 28 weeks, so I've had that now, which was fine. Speaking of medical things, then saw the midwife who is now measuring. I'm now at that stage where they measure the bump to see sort of that it's measuring right for the week that you're at, and the midwife said I measured perfectly, you know, exactly as I was meant to, but then I saw the consultant who said I was measuring quite small, so it could be that the baby's a little bit small, so I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out more in the next few weeks, but it's not a thing to be worried about. I'm happy enough if she's going to be a small baby, so I'm not going to complain, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, that's generally where I am at 7 months. And I'm pretty shattered now from lack of sleep. So I'm going to go upstairs and see if I can sleep tonight. Not holding out much hope. I might take some paracetamol just to help with things like leg cramps, which actually were really bad about a few weeks ago, but they've got a little bit easier. And I'm still doing my pregnancy Pilates to try and help with like lower back pain and stuff, which I'm still having, but not like horrendously. But there are times when I literally I'll get out of bed and just do some like Pilates moves, which I mentioned before, like cat stretches and these things called pelvic clock, which I personally am really finding a huge help. So like sometimes at 1 a.m, I'll just be beside the bed in my pajamas doing weird Pilates moves. I'm weird that way. Speaking of bed though, my husband and I are now at a point where I'm too annoying for him to sleep with. So he's in the spare room because I'm literally spending my nights tossing and turning and taking all the pillows. So it's just easier generally to sleep in separate beds. Is anyone else like that? Still love him, but you know, we're just like, seriously at the moment, it's probably best to just sleep in separate rooms. Also, our 2-year-old keeps coming into bed, climbing into bed with us. So pregnant woman plus 2-year-old plus loads of pillows. My husband's like, no, I'm not having this. I'm in the spare room. So yeah, I'm going to head up to bed on my own, surrounded by lots of pillows, hopefully to get some sleep. But yeah, as always, leave any comments below if you're around 7 months, how you getting on, how you feeling, or if you're pregnant generally, let me know. And I'll make another one of these monthly vlogs, obviously in another month's time when I'll be 8 months, hopefully.